Welcome to Socially Conscious Design. This is a course where students, faculty, and staff from a wide range of disciplines come together to work on projects to help the community. From assistive devices for people with disabilities to campus accessibility issues, we utilize our unique backgrounds to solve problems together. We are working to create this course as a package to share with other institutions around the world so everyone can learn to come together and learn to collaborate to solve problems in their communities. I'm Dr. Jody Proseis. I have a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering from Iowa State University and a PhD in biomedical engineering from the University of Minnesota. I am passionate about doing things to help people and bringing the world together through collaboration.
Welcome to Socially Conscious Design. My name is Dr. Becky Romatowski. I'm an assistant professor at St. Ambrose University in the Engineering and Physics Department. My research focuses on thermal fluids and energy systems, and I teach mostly mechanical engineering courses. Welcome to learning about the design process.
Hi, my name is Dr. Jason Senjum. I'm the chair of the Department of Management in the College of Business at St. Ambrose University, and I welcome you to class. My background is a PhD in business administration from the University of Colorado in Boulder. I have an MBA from Purdue University and a BA in psychology from the University of Minnesota. My research interests, and this is why I'm excited about this class, is in social entrepreneurship. And so I've studied businesses and organizations that improvise and innovate with very few resources and can be very successful. So that's what I look at, that's what I focus on, and I'm very excited about being part of this class.
Welcome to this very special course. We have two courses that are combined for this course. We actually have our Engineering Design Lab, which is Engineering 251, and it's combined with Management 318, Social Entrepreneurship. I like to call the class Socially Conscious Design. We're going to be doing a lot of cool things here. We'll start today with talking about the syllabus and the course requirements. Then we'll talk about the project, because throughout the semester you're going to be doing an actual project for real people, and then give an introduction to chapters 1 and 2. Very, very, very rewarding, and it's an amazing experience to be able to combine these types of things and work on these multidisciplinary projects. So I hope that even though it might seem a little scary, you're excited about this class with me. For those of you who are signed up for Engineering 251, the course description is a lab course in which students design mechanical devices or systems. Projects will be completed in multidisciplinary teams. So we have industrial engineers, mechanical engineers, and now we also have our management folks joining us on these multidisciplinary teams. Students will learn teamwork, project management, technical communication design, and social responsibility. You'll notice in that course description that there's not really much about engineering in that list of things that you will learn. There's a lot of stuff that you're going to learn in this class. We do engineering, but you're going to learn so many more things that are really going to make you successful as engineers when you graduate. For Management 318, this course provides students with an understanding of the complex dynamics underlying social and sustainable entrepreneurship as a global phenomenon. Social entrepreneurship is about using entrepreneurial skills to craft innovative responses to social problems. Students will study how social entrepreneurs recognize opportunities, combine and mobilize resources, trigger positive change in various domains, and build sustainability. I hope those of you who are engineers in here can realize how that kind of stuff really goes well with what we do as engineers. So that's why I love this and I get so excited about it. Effectively utilize the engineering design process, or what I like to call the problem-solving process. Gain experience evaluating the impact of technology for socially conscious engineering projects. Collaborate with others. And communicate through oral and written reports. The materials you need. This book. It's a really great book, pretty easy to read. You can just like sit down by the fireplace and read through it all in one night. That's how easy it is to read and fun to read. So make sure you have this book. Any questions so far? Feel free to interrupt me and ask questions if you have to, if you have anything. Our engineering program is accredited through a program called ABET, so we have outcomes that we have to claim and show that we actually accomplish those with our students. So this class actually accomplishes 6 out of these 7 outcomes. So you learn a lot in this class. And another cool thing is all the stuff that you learn is going to be applied to all your other classes. And so it's a really great experience. Then the other piece that I want to talk about before we go into the deliverables is the time commitment. I don't want you to get scared because the time isn't going to seem that bad, but you're going to have to put in more time than some classes. The federal law states that for every hour you spend in a class, you are expected to be to work outside of class 2 to 3 hours. I know there are some classes that you take that that's not going to be true. You're not going to spend 3 hours outside of class for every 1 hour in class. This is not going to be one of those classes. You will need to spend that amount of time on this class. Just to get an idea of what that might look like, you should probably end up spending about 2 hours each week reading, 1 hour doing your assignments or studying. And then your project work will be the bulk of it, and that's where you'll be spending 3 to 6 hours each week, doing reports or designs, working with your group, and that kind of stuff. But what's really cool is that bulk of that work, 3 to 6 hours, is you're going to be doing these awesome projects. So you should be excited about it. Yes! Any questions about those things?
All right, so what I want to do is just talk about a couple of things from the first 2 chapters. Okay, so hopefully you have read the first 2 chapters. If you haven't, make sure that you get the book. This is very easy reading, so it shouldn't take you long to get through this. But we'll talk about a little bit about engineering, about social entrepreneurship, about service learning, and then we'll give you some do's and don'ts with working with your partners or your clients. Okay. So first of all, what's engineering? In your words, what is engineering all about? Somebody give me a definition.
Creativity.
I'm sorry?
Creativity.
Creativity. Okay. What else?
Problem solving.
Problem solving. I like that too.
Improvement.
What else?
Improvement.
Improvement. Anything else?
Define solutions.
Defining solutions. Okay, these are all good. All right. This is the ABET definition, and this is what you'll find in chapter 1 as well. It's a profession, right? You're talking about knowledge of math and natural sciences through study, experience, practice, and you're applying some judgment with this, and you're utilizing materials economically and the forces of nature for the benefit of humankind. And so that's the humankind, like you said, improvement, right? And creativity, and all these things. And Dr. Procyse likes to focus on the idea of problem solving in particular. And I think that's an appropriate thing. And I think that maybe problem solving might be related to social entrepreneurship as well. Have you guys heard the term social entrepreneurship? What do you think social entrepreneurship might be, just given this term, social? Anything? What's entrepreneurship? What's entrepreneurship? Just in your own words. You're an entrepreneur, what are you doing?
Starting your own company.
Starting your own company, right? Okay, so what would social entrepreneurship be? Starting your own company socially? Or what would that mean? You guys,
Non-profits.
maybe a nonprofit? Okay, well, and why nonprofit? Why did you say nonprofit?
Because we're talking more.
Okay, so nonprofits we tend to think are involved in helping people, helping social problems. But social entrepreneurship can also be for-profit as well. And so we look at social entrepreneurship from a broad perspective here. So this is the definition here, looking at social entrepreneurship being something that creates value, that creates social value, that creates environmental value, that creates economic value. And it's done in a way because you are identifying and solving social problems. So you can see maybe this connection to engineering here, this problem solving. Okay. And we'll be talking more about social entrepreneurship, and we'll have several readings, specific readings on social entrepreneurship. How about service learning? What's service learning? What do you think service learning is? What does it sound like, service learning? What service? What service do you think? Is it doing something for who?
Customer.
For a customer? Well, maybe. So customer service, right? We have customer service. In this case, we're going to broaden it as being for others, right? So service learning. Here's a definition of service learning. This one says, and this is referring to classes, and so this is a service learning class. And so what we're doing is you're having an educational experience, okay, the learning part of this, and you're participating in service to the community or to others. Okay? Maybe some of it is volunteer, but it's serving somebody else's needs. And so we're going to be talking about serving clients' needs, serving partner needs. And then there's going to be a reflection. You reflect on that service so that you can gain a better understanding about what the content of the course is. So in this course, you can learn about social entrepreneurship and engineering, and that kind of thing is what you're going to be experiencing in your service to others. Here's some components from service learning that you will be going through. So one, you'll be doing some kind of service. You're going to be serving your client or your partner. Right? You're going to have academic content that you will be applying. So there's a host of things that you'll be learning in this class that you'll get to apply through this process. You'll have a partner or a client here, and both your client and yourself are going to get something. So it's a reciprocal relationship here. There's mutual learning going on between yourself and this partner. And how you get to that learning, sometimes it involves this idea of reflection. So you'll be doing action, and you'll be reflecting on that action that you took. And that's how you end up understanding what it is that you're doing. So let's think about, we went through a number of these different project ideas, but think about the community here and you might be out there. You guys think of an issue that deserves some problem solving? This is kind of a wide view, right? Maybe it's something to do with poverty, maybe it's something to do with homelessness, but maybe it's something, one example was clearing snow, right, from the roadways. Right? That can be a problem. What kinds of problems do you think you could have? Well, who might be impacted by the idea of clearing snow in the city? Who would be impacted by that? People? What people? The community? The people that live there? Would other people be impacted too? Maybe the people that work there too, right? That live somewhere else and come on in to the building site? Right? Is it only drivers impacted? Who else would be impacted?
Pedestrian,
Pedestrians, why? How would they be impacted?
just walking while they're slipping or something.
Yeah, right? And then when we clear the sidewalks and we clear the roads, what happens? Right? Yeah, and sometimes even the sidewalks get clogged back up when you clear the roads again, right? Have you noticed that maybe a sidewalk will be clear, but then all of a sudden you don't know how you can get off of the curb and because that's been clogged, right? So maybe there's a problem there that needs to be solved. Right? Or have you ever shoveled, a driveway and then they clear the road and then they get all that garbled stuff at the end of the driveway. You have to go clear it out again. Maybe there's a problem there that needs to be solved. How do you make that not happen? Right? I mean, think about how many hours people spend reshoveling because the city came through and clogged it back up. Right? I mean, that could be a man-hour type of thing to think about. So these are some of the things that you'll be thinking about as we go through our projects here. You want to know, well, okay, what's in it for you? What do you think it is that is in it for you from doing a service learning project? Right? Because you can easily say, oh, you're solving a problem for somebody else. They're going to benefit. What is it that you'll take away? What would you take away from a project like the road clearing thing? What did you take away from that?
I learn more.
What's that?
I learn more.
You'll learn more? What would you learn, do you think? What would be your takeaway learning? Sure you would learn about snow removal, but is that really what we're hoping that you'll take away from these types of projects? What do you think? Maybe you'll learn how to problem solve, right? Learn a process. Right? So with all these projects, you're going to be learning a process. And the process is something that you'll be able to apply to new problems. Okay? Every problem is different, but the way that you go about solving them has a certain pattern. We'll give you the tools to help you solve those problems and to think differently. And that's another thing. We'll be talking about something called wicked problems. Some of these, maybe snow removal isn't as much of a wicked problem as some of these, like homelessness or poverty or something. But there's a way of thinking about solving these problems that are very difficult, and we'll talk through that, how you can be more creative, and that's where the creativity comes in. All right, let's talk about some do's and don'ts. This is from chapter 2. Okay, so there's a host of things to come to understand with chapter 2 about your relationship with your client and your partner. Okay, so when I talk about partners, and maybe it's the person connected on your project plan there, but it might be somebody else, right? It may be somebody who's disabled. It might be people in the community. It might be several different people. So you might be working with several partners or several stakeholders in your project. Okay, and you'll need to find out who those people are. So here's just some general be responsible, okay? Meaning you are a representative of St. Ambrose, and so you will need to represent yourself as such. Okay, so abide by all the rules and responsibilities that come with being St. Ambrose representative. Ask for help. So the people with your client, they can help you. Ask for help from us. Ask for help from your peers as well. Be punctual and committed. So when you do make meetings with your partner, make sure that you show up on time and value their time as well as your own. Okay. Respecting privacy. So make sure you find out, well, what is it that they would allow you to share and don't want you to share. Okay, because you might come across information that they don't want you to share. Okay. Show respect. Okay, you'll be able to learn more if you give respect, because then they'll give respect back to you. Respect diversity. Some of your projects are going to require you to deal with diverse individuals, so make sure that that is on your mind as well. Be approachable. Kindness always helps. You know, grease the wheels in terms of making sure that you get things done. You might get frustrated by a response from a client, so sometimes they don't always respond to you right away, and just keep following up and be persistent, because the persistence is what pays off here. And with persistence is flexibility, I think. So being, making sure that you can adapt to whatever might come at you, and talk to us about strategies for dealing with certain issues that might come up. Okay? Here's some don'ts. Okay, so don't be under the influence when you are talking with your clients. That seems pretty obvious there. Don't loan money, and so some of your many of your projects are not dealing with anything like this, but it's possible that you end up going into an area, then people will ask you for things, and so the idea is to not engage in that. Okay? Don't make promises you can't commit to. Okay, so don't say, "Oh yeah, well I'll also come volunteer for you as well for 10 hours," and then you don't show up or something. Because you can kind of get excited with some of these projects, and so just know what you can deliver. Okay. When you go to a client site, ride with who you come with. Okay, so don't be riding with your other project partners unless there is something that we can work out ahead of time. Okay. Don't have verbal or sexual abuse with your partners. Dress appropriately and use the appropriate language. You want to make sure that you check yourself with that. Again, it's about being polite. Don't discriminate in your kinds of language. It's one of the things that some of you who are maybe dealing with some of these projects with disabled people, you might need to make sure that you are up to speed on how you talk about them. And it's a learning process too, so you can always ask them. Again, it goes back to the do. Ask your client what's appropriate, what's okay. Don't engage in other kind of business with them, although I could see if you are doing the coffee shop project that you might want to engage in business as a way of finding out more about how to solve that problem. So that might be an alternative. Don't engage in personal relationships with your second partner. For videos and photos, make sure that you ask them permission, because maybe they don't want certain things shared, and maybe there's some privacy there. Maybe if you're working with kids, there might be a thing there too. But we do want you to have videos and pictures, so you should ask and say, "Hey, can I take pictures here?" But don't just show up, do selfies and Instagram right away without kind of figuring that out ahead of time. Okay.